go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, here we go. Cleveland is the city and town, orange and brown. You know what's going down, we reppin' that dog pound. Fans going crazy, dogs want a bone. Offense headed straight to the end zone. Ground game, pound game, this is our season. Now we need to stop. Let's go defense, special team, running back 6 for the score. Extra point good and the whole crowd roar. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, brownies, here we go. Here we go, here we go.
Good afternoon, everybody, East, West, North, South, worldwide, and welcome to Loc'd On Sports 216 with me, Keith Allen, and my partner in crime, my man Ed, down in Columbus, where did Ohio State make it? I fell asleep.
No, we did not make it. We will be playing the Missouri Tigers in the Cotton Bowl on December 29th. But the ones that got in,
yeah. December 29th?
Yeah, they didn't give any love to the
Buckeyes. New Year's 6 Bowl? Oh.
Yeah.
No that's the ultimate dish.
But so number 1 was Michigan. Number 2 was Washington. Number 3 was Texas, surprisingly. And number 4 was Alabama. And what's priceless, and I implore the audience to go out there, watch the video of the footage of Michigan players reacting when they had to play Alabama. They look scared.
They don't want no part of Mr. Milroe.
They do not.
They want no part of Jalen Milroe at all. They probably look like somebody stole their lunch at the same time. Like, Wait a minute, you gave us pizza, but we wanted. You gave us pizza, but you didn't give us the bread.
Yeah, it was
Alabama. Ooh, they got Alabama.
They got Alabama. The Crimson Tide will face the Michigan Wolverines. And like I said, Texas and Washington, another good match. And like I said, I just don't want Michigan to win. So, people were complaining about Florida State not getting in. And I do think Florida State got screwed. Here's why. You can only play who's on your schedule. You go 13-0 in a Power 5 conference. And I believe that the games on the field matter. Coach Norville from the Florida State Seminoles put out what I think was a Dan Gilbert-like letter kind of out to the College Football Playoff Committee, kind of scolding them, and rightfully so. He should stick up for his program. But yes, Florida State, you did get screwed. And you know what? I'll give you one. I'll give you a tomahawk chop for what happened.
I'm going to be honest, because if I was the committee, I'm going to be honest. I would have gave Michigan 1. I would have. And I would have gave Washington 2. I agree right there.
Absolutely.
But I would have had to give Florida State the 3rd or the 4th.
Yeah, they had to be in. They had to be in.
They went undefeated. Despite that, they could have crumbled. Despite that, they did.
And another thing, too, it's funny that because obviously with the quarterback situation, did you know that Florida State actually had more yards of offense yesterday than Michigan did?
Yeah.
If their argument was they don't have a quarterback that's capable of producing a good game, well, couldn't you make the same claim about J.J. McCartney and the Michigan Wolverines against Iowa yesterday? And they won handily, and yet their offense really didn't do much.
Exactly. And plus, Florida State defense came to play last night.
They've probably been one of the best defensive units all year, and especially under those circumstances. So, like I said, it's one of those things where next year with the 12-team playoff, none of this crap will matter. But I just feel bad for one kid gets injured, and the rest of the players on Florida State, why should they have to suffer? All they did was handle their business. All they did was go out there and handle their business.
That's it. They took care of what they were supposed to be taken care of, and this is how you do them?
Yeah. But hey, we got more important things today. We got a game coming up at 4:25 that we want to talk about. But you know what
I would probably do? I'd have a mass protest at both the games and egg both teams, egg the NCAA, egg ESPN, egg all the major networks that champion for this bullshit. For real. But anyway, like you said, we do have more important business to get to. First, shouts out to all the people watching on YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook. It's on the regular Alan Viz Media page on Facebook. It will be later on shared on the Locked On Sports page. Shout out to all y'all. And also, don't be shy. We know it's about 45 minutes before game time. We're not gonna hold y'all that long. The chat lines are definitely open. So holler
Shout us
at
out.
us. Definitely holler at us. And also, like my man Ed said, the bigger picture today is this right here. The Cleveland Browns take on the LA Rams today in Los Angeles at SoFi Stadium. The Browns with a record of 7-4 after the beatdown they took last week. It was a beatdown against
Yeah.
the Denver Broncos. The LA Rams, who are 5-6, they easily dispatched of the Arizona Cardinals, who are right now giving Pittsburgh all they can handle
It
as of
looks like
right
it's in a
now.
weather delay too. Play got
Yeah.
suspended. It looks like they're having some storms going on, but it looks like the Cardinals are handling the Steelers quite mightily today, which would be
Yes.
a nice win. So the Browns today go out there and handle your business in La La Land, and then you can
Yes.
once again leapfrog the Steelers in the standings. That'd be
Yes,
nice.
sir. Yes, sir. Browns got to handle the business today. And today, I came up with some points for the Browns today to win. We're going to go here to the orange board here. Keys to a Browns victory. Number one, do what they do best, which is do what they do best is run the goddamn ball, Kevin.
I knew you were going to say Kevin's name. I knew after last week, after you're playing the 32nd ranked run defense, what do the Browns do?
Yes.
They get cute and they don't run the ball,
Yes.
even though Jerome Ford was averaging over 7 yards a carry. So to your point, number one, yes, Kevin needs to read your points more than anybody, I think, in the audience and even us, because you know what, Kevin, we love you. But if you're not going to do what your team does best, that doesn't make you a smart coach. That just makes you a stubborn coach, and stubborn coaches get fired.
And teams lose games because of that stubborn coach, too. Because if you really look at this, if I was to tell you back in August that the Browns will lose Nick Chubb, have to re sign Kareem Hunt, but yet they had an inexperienced running back in Jerome Ford, an inexperienced running back also in Pierre Strong, but I tell you that they're one of the top rushing teams in the league. People would have looked at me and said I was crazy.
And also too, you're forgetting the point. Jack Conklin out, Jedrick
Yes,
Wills out. I mean, this
yes,
offensive line, as much as the running backs have gone down, this offensive line have been kind of. You got DeJuan Jones, who would have said a starting right tackle from the
yes,
Ohio State University. Now we all know they come good from Columbus. So hey, Cleveland,
yes,
you're welcome for that. But at the same time, he is a rookie, and yet they're still getting that offensive run production that you just spoke of.
yes, and still getting a run production, but yet we still try to be cute. Like last week against Denver, that team was no. I'm gonna tell you what happened last week. Sean Payton said, "You know what? We're not gonna do nothing simple. We're not gonna do nothing crazy. We going he really relied on Kevin to outthink himself last week. We just gonna come in. We gonna bring the pain to him, but that's about it.
That's what happened too. That's what Kevin overthought it. Kevin once again got too cute. Kevin was running reverses with Pierre Strong, getting fumbles and taking us out of a game that we had just made a comeback and got the game close. And then he does these crazy things, these acrobatic things with players that don't usually do such things, and bad things happen, Kevin.
Yes, and honestly, to be honest, there was a game last week that I never really. How can I say this? I just had a bad feeling about that game. Period.
Hmm.
I really don't know about today, but stick to what you do best, Kevin. Because even though everybody is up in arms and excited for Joe Flacco starting today, I mean, come on,
Mhm.
do what you do best, Kevin. And I got a point to that later on that I'm gonna get to also on that board when it comes to Joe Flacco. Let's go to number two on the thing. Control both lines of scrimmage. offensive line and the defensive line got outplayed last week.
Mm-hmm.
Denver was brutally physical against the Browns last week. They beat them up.
Ask DTR. Oh, never mind. He might not be able to understand the question. He's in concussion protocol.
They beat them up. And it was shocking. In a way, it was I was like, now I expected the Browns not to win last week, but I didn't expect them to get bullied in the process. You know what I'm saying?
I think that was the most frustrating thing. It's one thing to lose a game, but to get out physical, especially that's one of the things with this Browns team all year when they beat the 49ers, when they beat the Ravens. They've gone up against tougher opponents than the Broncos.
The Steelers.
And beat the Steelers and showed how physical they can be. So for them to lose that physicality battle against a Denver team, which, let's be real, I think we have more talent on paper than they do, and not execute a game plan that, actually was a bad game plan, but we still didn't execute it. That's the end of the day. Nobody told Pierre Strong to fumble it. Nobody told us not to block. But I will say one thing. When you look at some of the photos from last week, especially our defensive line against trying to get Russell Wilson, there was this one image where all three of our guys were getting held at the same time, and yet there were no penalties being called against the Denver offensive line. So, yeah, I think once again, it looks like the referees, for whatever reason, when there's holding, on the team and they're playing the Browns, they just don't make those calls that other teams get. So frustrating, but you got to work past that. And to your point, win the line of scrimmage. You got to get to Matthew Stafford today and make it uncomfortable because let's be real, they're going to try to make it uncomfortable against 38-year-old Joe Flacco.
Yes, and you also got to think about it, too. With Matthew Stafford, he's not a running quarterback, so he's not going to run away from you. Like when Russell Wilson was like doing a little Caesars thing on you. Pizza, pizza. Gotcha.
The official pizza of the
NFL. But they have to control both lines of scrimmage, definitely. That's a must. Which brings us to point 3. Defense. Get physical and stop the run game.
Especially up the middle.
Ooh.
I know.
It was all bad. It was all bad. Up the middle. But that was a weakness that I expressed concern a few weeks ago back when they played Baltimore the first time.
Yeah, with Gus Edwards. Yeah.
We're going to see what happens when the team actually runs up the gut on them.
What would you, Keith? What would you do? Okay, so we obviously have this problem of not being able to stop plays in the middle. Would you bring the safety down more? Would you? What would you do? Would you? Because they do that weird thing where they basically only got 2 linebackers. Sometimes they play that wide 9. What can we do to stop that? Is it basically come down to the beef in the middle has to take on those blocks and make it easier for our linebackers to get to that running back?
You could bring a safety down. You could bring Delpit down. Yeah. Also got to realize too last week that Anthony Walker didn't play last week.
Yeah.
And if you really think about it, in the last 3 seasons that Walker has been here, the Browns defense has looked at one way with Anthony Walker.
And bad without him.
And totally discombobulated when this dude is out.
Yeah, and like I said, I don't think he's a star, but he's one of those cogs in the middle of the defense that kind of gets everything pieced together. So I think that's his main role, and I think to your point, discombobulation is the appropriate word or defense looks like when he's not in there making the calls that talkie is.
Because he's not a star, but I think what it is, he's that cohesive piece that forms everything around. That makes everything.
He kind of ties the back end to the front end of the defense.
Yes, he does. He does. And when he's not in there, you got
problems. You got problems.
You got problems for real. He's not in there. Then also you got to look at it. They missed Denzel Ward too last week because Newsome.
They exploited Newsome. They went after Newsome.
They went after because you think about it. They didn't go after Emerson.
No,
Emerson has silently made his way throughout the league.
Yeah.
They not messing with Emerson, but they is going at Newsome. And, oh, my God, Cortland Sutton had his way against them.
That first penalty, though, I think that was a pretty.
That first penalty was cheap. That was a cheap penalty, but
let him play, refs. Let him play.
Denver. Denver is one of them places the Browns don't never really play well anyway. So
I think if you actually look at the series, not only just in Denver, but I think we've played them like roughly around 33 times, and I think we only got like 5 or 6 victories. I mean, it
we don't
is not a
have
team
no
that we do well.
success against the Broncos.
Exactly,
No
none
success.
whatsoever.
There's no success. Which brings me up to 4. Kevin, you have to do a better job at this because you damn sure didn't do it with DTR last week. Protect Flacco. And I ain't talking about just with the offensive line. Because let's be real, with the offensive line, you are playing with your third and fourth. Whether Jones is healthy, whether he's going to start all the way, I don't know. But if the tackles can block the Rams, the Browns could be more successful on offense. Because I think I think the Browns have to go at Aaron Donald too.
I think you have to run straight at him. I don't think
You
you
got
can
to
play
run
this
straight
game
at
where
him.
because he's
You
too good. He sheds that
he
block and he makes plays. Go right at him. Go right at him.
he's too good when you give him time to react.
Yes.
You gotta go at him. Period. Where
Yep.
he's like, oh, wait a minute, damn.
Yeah.
You got to go at him. You have to go at him. But Kevin, you have to run the ball. Go at him. Go at him. And I mean by protecting Flacco is, Kevin, don't get excited having this man throw 35 to 40
No,
times.
that's not why he's here. That's not why he's here.
No.
But I will say one thing: what Kevin needs to do, and what this offense needed to do, and they were doing it before DTR got hurt, but they were taking more chances down the field throwing the football. And Flacco does have a good arm. We saw it last year, obviously with the Jets when they beat us. He had 4 touchdowns against us, and obviously at Garrett Wilson, that makes any quarterback's job a lot easier.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I do think we have to challenge the Rams downfield, open it up for the running game, and I think by having and maybe go maybe 70-30, maybe 65-35 with more runs, obviously, than passes, and make Joe Flacco's job easier.
What would you think would be a safe number of passes for Joe Flacco today?
That's a good question. See, I think it comes down to the percentages. Now, obviously, it's going to come down to, are you behind in the game? Are you is it a close game? But to be safe, I would say I would like to see a number no higher, around 25.
Yeah, that's what I said. Anywhere from about 15 to 25.
Yeah.
25. Because anything over 25 and you're getting in the 30, 35, 40, you in the danger zone.
No, because that means you're probably losing. And a lot of that with the 25, maybe 5 of them are screen passes. So you're not, like I said, you're not over exerting a guy that's 38 coming in for his first. I mean, how many practices have you had? Like 3 or 4 real practices, I mean, with the first team.
And you can say he got 15, 16 years in all day long. And you could say his arm is good and everything. Everything look good in practice because he ain't got to.
What does Mike Tyson say? Everybody's got a plan until you get hit.
Everybody got a plan till them bullets start firing. And when them edge rushers start coming, then you got to see if the Browns tackles can hold up.
Yep.
So, Kevin, protect Joe. Protect him. Because the thing that kind of scares me is with Flacco is he's not moving around back there.
No.
But I think he can see the field a lot better. It's about because think about this. Everybody is talking about how Deshaun looked at Rusty. It's going to be rust on Flacco too.
I mean,
realistically. Because he probably hasn't played since that Browns Jets.
I don't remember. I mean, honestly,
he hasn't played since he played the Browns. He might have played one more game after that. Yeah. But as far as I recall, they went to Zach Wilson soon after.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be a work of art right away either. But I do think that if he gets time to throw, him and Cooper should be on point. And also, offense, y'all got to do the quarterback a favor and start catching the damn ball.
Thank you, Keith. It's an epidemic. You had Cooper dropping the 2-point conversion. You had Njoku. We won't get into his miscues and drops, gosh, because it's been for weeks now. And I'm sick of getting on Twitter and stuff and people defending him. Dude, catch the ball. That's what you get paid
how
for.
bad it done got for Njoku now? When Machine Gun Kelly is asking Travis Kelce to come back home.
500,000 I saw. 500,000.
Even though it's going to take a lot more than 500,000
Well,
for him
because
to come
Taylor
back.
Swift could just look over and say, "Hey, Travis, I'll give you $500,001 not to go to Cleveland," and she could do that 5 times over because she's a billionaire. So I think we're going to lose that one.
Yeah. So I mean, Njoku got to catch the rock for real.
Yeah.
For real. I actually think this could be a Tillman game or an Elijah Moore game.
I got a feeling Tillman's going to have some big catches today. I just got that feeling. I think he's going to survey the field. They're going to have obviously maybe 2 people on Amari Cooper, and because Flacco is a veteran and he can scan the field. Because let's be real, I think during the beginning of the year, we had Donovan Peoples-Jones before we traded him, and he was MIA all year. Where was he?
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about this many times on the pre and post game shows, but how many times did we say that this Browns receiving core? It's not really that good because we don't. And maybe it was a product of the play calling. Maybe it was a product of maybe they wanted to get Njoku involved. Maybe it was a product of maybe the quarterback wasn't having enough time. But here's the thing. We need to get production from the second and third wide receivers today. And Tillman, I think he had a great game
last week. He
did. I think he really did. I think he did it for the limited amount of times before DTR got hurt.
He was really the bright spot of the game.
Yes.
He was really the bright spot of the game, honestly. And I also think this with Donovan Peoples-Jones, when Deshaun was playing, Donovan Peoples-Jones to get the rock.
Yeah.
When PJ Walker, DTR was playing, Donovan Peoples-Jones was. It was just the one read up. Cooper, the Njoku up. That was it.
That was it. Yeah,
that was it. But I was more confident with DTR. Hopefully, DTR won't be playing today, everybody, due to the concussion protocols. Didn't pass yet. So hopefully he recovers, and hopefully next week he may be good to go. But right now, what would you consider to be a good game from Flacco today?
A win.
Give a stat line.
A win. At this point here, because here's how I'm looking at it. This Browns season, because of the injuries, is one where you can't look at the stats. You can't look at the scoreboard. You look at Pittsburgh's schedule. I know they're losing 17-3, and hopefully the Cardinals can keep it up. But it's going to be a race to get.
Come on, Arizona.
Yeah, 10-11 wins.
Beat them black and yellow piss monsters.
That's right. So here's the thing. I really don't care if he goes 1 of 20. 3 yards, but we get the victory at this point because here's the thing. I think DTR will be out of concussion protocol next week. So if you have to go back to him and then have Flacco be your backup, that's fine. Or Flacco looks great and then DTR is your backup, I'm okay with that. But moving forward, it really is just about getting the wins. And so when you're asking me that question, I hope he goes out and throws 23 or 25, 310 yards, 4 touchdowns. But at the end of the day, if we don't get the win, it doesn't matter. So my thing is just get the win. Good, bad, ugly, it don't matter.
Just have an efficient game. No turnovers. Because really, that is what has plagued this football team all season on offense. And the defense, they got to get it together on the road. They've been Jekyll and Hyde this year. At home, they've been like the 85 Chicago Bears.
On the road?
On the road, it was like last year, Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, Joe Woods is Browns.
It's like Joe Woods. It's like y'all let Joe Woods on the plane or something. So
I'd rather have steaks on the plane than Joe Woods.
So I mean, come on, they got to get it together on the road. They got to get this victory. It's important.
It's important. It's a must. It's a must win. We said that last week, but this is even more critical because of what transpired.
Because now, if you lose, and if Denver somehow comes back and beat Houston, guess what? You out the playoff race because Denver got the tiebreaker. So they have to win this game and go 8-4 for the season. Then the next week, you got Jacksonville.
That's not a gimme. That's not a gimme on the road too, Jacksonville.
Yes, I was just about to say that. I remember you was telling me that They
Yeah, I
play better
told
on the
you.
road.
Yeah, I want to go back a couple weeks when we did three picks, and it was San Francisco at Jacksonville, and I said San Francisco, and you're like, no, you picked Jaguars, which is a fine pick, I get. But I said Jacksonville never plays good at home, and that's when the 49ers got good again, and now they're steamrolling. And check out the game of the week, obviously, 49ers at the Eagles too. But I don't think we'll be able to watch that game because they're showing the Browns.
No,
Rams
we
game.
won't be able to watch that game and everything. But that game is up on my board too, also, and
Oh,
things run into the show. I got a couple games that we can predict before we
okay.
get up out of here and everything. But like I said, that Jacksonville game is not going to be easy. So the
No.
Browns got to get this game. Because you really look at this, if they lose today, you could be looking at a team 7-6 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks,
Going
absolutely.
to face the Chicago Bears at home.
Okay, then we'll get 8-6, but a little bit.
You can't assume.
You can't assume, especially with Justin Fields. He's looking good.
That's why they play every Sunday.
Oh, jeez. It's never easy with the Cleveland Browns. It's never easy with the Browns.
You're right about that. It's never easy. But like I said, they have to get this victory. I mean, it's crucial. It is important. They can't afford to let this one slip away. They cannot. But anyway, moving right along, there are some games that we want to prognosticate before we leave here. Let's start with this one. Tonight, the Kansas City Chiefs take their show on the road and take on the Green Bay Packers. Jordan Love been balling out the last 3-4 games.
Rematch of Super Bowl I. I know I don't date myself that old, but it is a rematch of Super Bowl I. I think it's going to be a closer game. Sunday night games are really good games. Jordan Love has been balling out. I still think Kansas City gets it done like 24-20, something like that. Maybe a late Mahomes touchdown to Kelsey. But I do see it as a good game, a very watchable game. But give me the Chiefs.
This game kind of concerns me for Kansas City because you can say all what you want to say about Mahomes being probably the more superior quarterback to Jordan Love. But just because the quarterback is superior doesn't mean his weapons are.
No, his way. Yeah, that's.
If you minus Kelsey out the equation, you would probably go with the Green Bay receiving core.
Oh, absolutely.
If you minus Kelsey out the occasion. But I think Mahomes is going to get just enough out that receiving core to eke out a close win. I say, because Kansas City ain't like the scoreboard up either.
No, that's why I said 24-20 because they do not like they don't. Not like they used to.
I say Kansas City 23, Green Bay 20.
Okay.
23-20. 23-20. Then in the feature game of the day in the NFL, which rematch of the NFC title game from last year, the San Francisco 49ers, who say if our quarterback hadn't got hurt, y'all would have got served. Going up against the Philadelphia Eagles, who are ranked number 1 in the Locked On Sports 216 rankings of the NFL Power Rankings. San Francisco is on a roll. They'll win 3 straight, 8-3, and Philadelphia is at a league best 10-1. Who do you go with?
Well, the Eagles, like I said, they got a 5-game winning streak. About 4 of those 5, they were actually trailing in the second half. They are a second half team. It's in Philadelphia. Fly, Eagles, fly, but not today. I think the 49ers go in there and get it done in a close game. Give me San Francisco 31, Eagles 27. I think it's going to be a great game, but I just think there's something about this 49ers team, especially they've been playing the last couple of weeks, and with Shanahan, he's a cool customer. So, but you know what? It could also go the other way where Philly wins 31-27. I could see it that way as well. But I just got a feeling that revenge is best served cold. They don't give rings if the 49ers win. They can't get those back in the NFC Championship game. But give me the 49ers.
I'm going with the Eagles, and I think the Eagles hasn't exactly knocked the ball out the park this year. Jalen Hurts hasn't played as well as last year, and this is why I be having problems when people be talking about Deshaun Watson's performances. Because really, if you really think about it, stat-wise, only one quarterback's really been throwing for almost 280, 300 plus during the season. That's been Josh Allen. And the
Yeah.
Bills are 6-6.
Yeah. And Sam Howell for the Commanders has been throwing up some crazy numbers, but he's hit or
Who
miss.
cares about Washington?
I know that. Well, that's the thing because they're not right. The point is this: those quarterbacks that are throwing up some, they're not winning. They're not winning.
They're not winning. They're not winning
It
at
doesn't
all.
matter.
And that's what people don't they don't see the forest beyond the trees. It's
Right.
like you can't have it both ways. When they used to talk about Deshaun and saying, "Oh, you're not doing this in the game, you're not doing that," but the Browns are 5-1,
Yeah.
5-1. Look at and I was watching a lot of the games.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts' stat line is comparable to Deshaun Watson's stat lines
Yeah.
in the games. But of course, Jalen Hurts done ran for more touchdowns, but his stat lines be the same. And I'd be like, wait a minute. Am I looking at something different or something? Or I'm in the phantom zone, the twilight zone? I mean,
It's the bias of what the
yeah, I
national
mean,
media has.
Lamar Jackson's stats is comparable as well.
Terrible.
But
Yes.
Jackson got a few more rushing touchdowns.
Yep.
Few more rushing touchdowns, and he got a lot more receiver talent
Oh
than the
yeah. They
Browns do.
finally got receivers in Baltimore,
Oh,
and they got a
God.
bevy of them too. So
God, really now with Andrews getting hurt, might have did Baltimore a favor because now they can open the offense all the way up for Lamar now, which is interesting. But if you look at a lot of these quarterbacks, I mean, Mahomes hasn't knocked it out the park either this year.
but he's winning
Really
games. He's
think
still
about it.
winning games. So
But they're winning.
winning. Yeah.
They're winning. So today, I think Philadelphia is going to be on one today because, they probably had to hear from the Philadelphia media how they probably should have got beat by Buffalo. And you got to hear this from San Francisco chirping, talking about, well, if our quarterback would have played, y'all wouldn't have went to the Super Bowl and all that. And I think Philadelphia got a point to prove today. And therefore, I'm going to go with Philadelphia 34-24.
Oh wow. Okay.
34-24. I think they got a point to prove today. Because I think now when a team come at you and questions you and say, "Oh, you wouldn't have won if our guy was in there." And think about this also. San Francisco has not lost when Brock Purdy plays, McCafferty plays, and
Yep.
Debo Samuel plays, and the the left tackle, Williams. When
Yep.
they're all playing, when they're all healthy, they have not lost a game. So Philly would love nothing more than that streak to come to
You're
the
saying it
end.
ends today.
And
You're saying
yes, it ends today.
it ends
All
today.
that talk
All right.
today. Debo, they probably like Debo. Bring that energy today. We ain't got no, we done talking now. We done talking. So I got Philadelphia 34-24. Which brings us to our main game of the day.
Oh, geez. Oh, gosh.
Cleveland Browns versus the LA Rams. 5-6 Rams or 7-4 Browns going up against the Rams. The Rams made quick work of Arizona last week, and the Browns got made of quick work by the Denver Broncos. Ed, who do you have today?
This is not going to make Browns fans faithful happy, but I think the Browns are going to play very, very well. But I got a feeling it's going to end up like the Seattle game where at the end, like they go down and they get a field goal or something. So I hate me to say this, but there is some solace to it. The Rams used to be the Cleveland Rams. So give me the old Cleveland team 23 and our Brownies 20. So Rams 23, Browns 20 today. And it pains me to say this, but I just think our defense, they got to prove it on the road that they can. They didn't look good in Seattle. They didn't look good in Denver. They didn't look good in Pittsburgh earlier in the year. They don't play as well as they do on the lakefront. And until they can shut me up, and a little bit of this pick right here is because usually what happens is the opposite. So I'm picking this pick with my heart because maybe the Browns will win. Then that's what I really want. But that's why I'm picking the Rams 23-20.
Me, myself, I hope I'm wrong. But I got the Rams winning this one. Because my thing with the Browns is defense aside, defense could play well, but how are they going to get 20 points?
I know. That's
if I knew they was good for 24,
Right. Then I would give
21,
them the win.
I would give them a shot. But
Yeah.
I don't. Last 2 games, 25 points, and situational play calling and all that. Kevin might get excited if Joe Flacco
Right. He
hits
can't
one
help
pass
himself.
and
He
then
can't help.
get crazy and start trying to throw the ball all over the yard with a 38-year-old quarterback. So I'm going to go with the Rams 24, the Browns 17.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I don't know how they're going to get 20 points. And also another factor is how is Myles Garrett going to look today?
He has said that he's been working out and his shoulder does feel miraculously better and he has the movement in it. So we'll see. So, there was reports of there was structural damage. There wasn't structural damage. He's saying it's fine. He says the mobility's there. We'll see. But we don't know until they line up.
Ed, let me ask you a question. Do you trust doctors that said 2 years ago Baker Mayfield was good to go?
Right. I don't. I do.
Do you trust the same doctors that said Deshaun Watson was cleared to play?
That I do not. That I do not.
I don't believe nothing these doctors up here saying.
No.
And I'm going to be honest, after this season is over, don't be shocked when you hear Myles Garrett having to get shoulder surgery.
Yeah, I know.
Because I think what he might have had is probably a torn labrum or something.
Yeah,
He's probably got the
something's
same injury that Baker had.
Yeah.
Or a labrum injury or something like that, because it just didn't look right. But dude couldn't even lift his shoulder.
He said it popped. He said it. I mean,
Yeah.
something pops like that. And something's not right.
Something's not right there. And I mean,
But I'll tell you what is right. I'll tell you what is right. And I want to shout out, congratulations to the state champion, Glenville Tarblooders.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Glenville Tarblooders got the second straight Division IV state title in the state of Ohio by dismantling Kettering Alter 38-3. And I'm gonna be honest, it wasn't even close.
I was watching that game, and that is a fair assessment. It was not close. I saw a couple plays they made Kettering in the beginning of the third quarter, and they made 1 or 2 plays. After that, it was just pure annihilation.
Excuse me. When the game first started and Glenville had a run by the quarterback, brought back due to penalty, I immediately called my son and I told him, I said, Kettering Auto don't have the speed to deal with this team.
They don't, and they didn't.
They didn't. I seen it was like dude was just running, coasting, and they was in slow motion. Yeah. And everything. And shout out to Glenville. Also, want to give another shout out to local teams up here. Took damn near everything. Stole everything. Shout out also to St. Ed's for a third consecutive state title in Division I. They defeated Springfield down there by you.
Yeah, well, it's more by Dayton.
More by Dayton?
Yeah.
They defeated Springfield 31-21.
Yep.
Also, shout out to Kirtland.
They
the
won
Hornets, another state title.
They always win. They was their 7th now or something.
Yes. Also, shout out to Perry in
Yep.
Lake County as well. They won their very first state title. And shout out to
Massillon Tigers.
Yes. They won their state title in Division II, and they won for the first time since.
They're not paper champions anymore. They actually won it on the field.
Yes. They won it for the first time since 1970.
Yeah,
and the first time during the playoff era. Yes.
Because they're always for paper champs. And now they proved it on the field for once.
Yeah, and they had to earn it too against Hoban.
Yeah, 7-2 over Hoban after Hoban.
The baseball score. Yes.
Yeah, they got it done.
Hopefully the Guardians could score as many runs.
Right, yeah, we could score.
Congrats to you all on a great season. Job well done. I know y'all worked hard to accomplish everything. I'm proud of all you all. And stay tuned for us later on, I think 30 minutes after the game, as the Browns take on the Rams, win or lose.
Win or lose, yes.
Win or lose. You got anything
Hopefully
to say?
Hopefully we're wrong.
Right. Definitely. Hopefully we're wrong. But you got anything to say in closing?
No, I just want to say go Browns. Everybody enjoy. Hopefully they had a great weekend. Like I said, enjoy the game. And we'll be back to talk about it. Win, lose, or draw here. No tie. Hopefully no ties, though. No ties.
Yes, sir. Uh-oh, I think I got the wrong one. Uh-oh, that's the wrong one. Uh-oh, bear with me for a minute. Bear with me for a moment. Bear with me for a moment. Okay, I think I got the right one. Well, hey, this is our pregame show. We'll be back about 30 minutes after the conclusion of the Browns game against the Rams. Good luck to the Browns. I hope I'm wrong. But, hey, that's why they play on Sunday. It's definitely why they play on Sunday. This is your man, Keith Allen, with my man.
Ed in Columbus.
For Locked On Sports 216, signing out. Peace. Go Browns!
Go Browns!
Go Brownies, here we go. Here we go Brownies, here we go. Here we go Brownies, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go Brownies, here we go. Here we go Brownies, here we go. Here we go Brownies, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Cleveland is the city and town, orange and brown. You know what's going down. We reppin' that dog pound. Fans going crazy, dogs want a bone. Offense headed straight to the end zone. Ground game, pound game, this is our season. Now we need to stop. Let's go defense, special team, running back 6 for the score. Extra point good and the whole crowd roar. Here we go Brownies, here we go. Here we go Brownies, here we go. Here we go Brownies, here we go. Here we go. Here we go.